So, why did I think with iPhone we were going to have better lighting at night? Because aren't we like on the 15? I mean, after 15 phones, why is this thing not lighting up? Why is this thing not lighting up? I don't understand. Anyway, I'm in my Christmas jammies. Shout out to my grandma. I mean, like, honestly, with grandparents, we don't deserve them. Nonetheless, I'm coming on because I'm finishing up the Issa Rae masterclass. And she said, go to your favorite show, watch the pilot, and ask yourself why. Like, why today? Technically, I probably shouldn't be giving this information out because, you know, this isn't free. Like you have to buy the masterclass. But because it was given to me free because of my dutiful service, I'll share that with you guys. But anyway, she said, why today? Like, why is it that you started watching, your favorite show today? Like, what is it about this show that made you watch it today? And when you really think about this, it's such a great question because it's like when we find something to watch, a lot of times it's in direct correlation to what we're feeling or what we're trying to escape. And one of the most recent shows that I started watching was Ugly Betty. And I don't know what really drew me to Ugly Betty. I think it was more so just finding my own uniqueness within this like world today where beauty now has a very, very clear universal standard. Like it's always had a universal standard. And don't get me wrong, this is not, I don't think that I'm ugly by anybody's standards, but it's like, when you start thinking about the world today and what has changed within the beauty industry, like, yes, it has always been about European standards, but today it's crazy. And so I think that's what really drew me to Ugly Betty. And I also knew that she was a writer. She was into, magazine and fashion and things like that. Me being someone who's into fashion, magazine writing and stuff like that. I think that was another thing that drew me to her. But I see the interview with Jessica Ferrera, I think that's her last name, Jessica Ferrera, the actor for Betty Suarez in Ugly Betty. And she just was talking about how, so many people overlook this innate beauty that Betty has. When she first goes into the job at Mead, and she goes to try to do the interview, and they're like, we are absolutely not hiring you. Like, they're clowning her. And it really goes to show, like, as much as everyone's always like internal beauty. It's just something that is almost never seen. And so I just think this is one thing I really love about Ugly Betty too. And I love how she's just so authentic and she's herself. And so I think for myself, that's probably why I started watching Ugly Betty, because I just felt like there was just something that was just shifting in the world today, where it was like the things that were, I don't know, like I think that there was a point in time where authenticity and difference, things like that were praised, but now everything is very flatlined, very universal. And I think Ugly Betty's story, I really resonate with her indifference, and I really resonate with her authenticity, her beauty, her love for family, her intrinsic beauty, her love for family. I love her fashion because I just think it's so, what she wears is just so funny to me because it's just so unique, like her whole style, her whole setup. And then she's an amazing writer. Like she's into fashion, like she's put in the work. She's like, I've been studying, like I know this about the magazine, I know that about the magazine. And so I think that's another thing that just really draws me to the show Ugly Betty. And so I have never really been a TV person, which is so crazy because it's like I love film, I love cinematography, but anytime it's like when it's time for me to start something or watch a movie, if it's 2 hours, if you cut on a movie and it says 2 hours, I'm telling you right now, I'm overwhelmed and I will go to sleep. And it's weird because, my mom is this way as well. Like, I don't know what it is, but as much as I love film and I love cinematography and I love screenwriting, when it comes to like actually sitting down and watch a movie, it's if I see that it's 2 hours, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to sleep. I'm still probably going to go to sleep if it's for an hour, unless it's a documentary. Like it has to be something that is educational in order for me to actually stay up and stay fully engaged. But I am on episode 4 of Ugly Betty. I'm really hoping to be able to finish the seasons. I don't know. I did watch all of Insecure. I do think that a part of it was the terms of like relatability. I also just felt like Insecure was kind of like the life jacket that I think we all needed at the time of its airing. Like the debut was sickening. Like I think that Insecure, like Issa Rae, and this is what I always say too about like success and timing. Obviously Issa has been putting in work, so this is not to discredit her in any way. Like And I feel like even just saying that disclosure was so unnecessary and low-key cringe. But it's like the timing was perfect. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I was like 23 going on 24. It's like 20s was just really giving like question mark, question mark. And even though they were older, it just was so relatable because I think too, that was kind of like the we were kind of like at our peak. Like we ain't really went downhill as far as our friendships all failing. And so I felt like having that was like such a nice haven where we could all just kind of go sit and relate. And even though it was like college based, and I guess technically around 23, 24, you're graduating college, me, not so much, but it just was one of those things where it was like, okay, this is a vibe. Like, I love this. Like, you know, so I don't know. I just felt like the time in which I watched Insecure and I watched all of it was really just because I just completely just felt like it was my life jacket. You know, like I literally loved Insecure. I just felt like it was so relatable. And yeah, so I just thought that was a really cool question for anybody who loves film, anyone who loves writing. You know, ask yourself, like, what is it about your favorite show and why are you watching it now? What is it that made you, you know, start watching it now? I just thought that was like a really cool question. So that's just me answering my question. Definitely check out Masterclass, you guys. At first I was thinking like, but honestly, I can come back and do a review on Masterclass. I haven't watched that many to really give you much, but I've seen a few. Given that they are only a few hours, it's definitely not hard to stream. But for whatever reason, even though it's like 3-hour course, those 6-minute like little bite segments, I don't know, maybe it could be like attention deficit, but it seems like it takes a little bit longer to get through. But I'll do a separate review on Masterclass. But yeah, so that's just what I think about Insecure. I mean, that question. Okay, I'm going to stop the video now. I'm tired.